Let's get ready to rumble! I'm going to never do that again in my life. What is up, one and all? Welcome back to the Competitive Age of Empires for Action. We are here in the $1,000 free-for-all Grand Finals tournament. And game one already delivered a banger of a narrative. Beasty, the favorite here, falling victim very early on to a sandwich spawn. Is it going to happen again? It feels like everyone has marked a corner and gone for a camper here. And the biggest corner camper of all I'm keeping my eye on is going to be Core. Because Core's game one performance was insane. If you did not see it, you need to go watch it back. 7 points out of a potential 10 to lock in a dub for game number one. But now, the catch, the dynamics of free-for-alls is that immediately paints a target on your back. So you have to choose. Do you go early? Do you have this ability to find 1 or 2 quick kills? Or do you find somewhere to hide and pretend you don't exist while everyone else butchers each other on the map? Let's find out. It's definitely difficult. I'd say more difficult to do the latter, because the issue is if you wait until the hyper late game, your opponents may have an extra 50, 100 or so pop cap on you. And that's when you can get kind of screwed over just by default. So it is definitely a balancing act here. It looks like we've got less aggressive spawns across the board. Popo is quite close to Beasty, but outside that, everyone has a lot of breathing room here. Unicom is camping to the center. He seems to really like these central positions. It's kind of interesting as well, because in this game, he's once again got a Civ that has great value. Their last game was HRE. This game is Order the Dragon. They both have that Regnitz play. The other OTD player is insanely far away. Opus is on the edge of the map, so no big Relic Rush build for him. Wouldn't be surprised if this is just him prioritizing a Gilded Knight spam build, because I think the way you should play Order the Dragon in this format, where you want to snipe kings, is to just build as many knights as possible in the mid game and rush targets. A similar play that I'd expect to see out of Beasty on the zone, and kind of something similar that you see out of Kyo on his Malians. Funny that, actually, Kyo got Malians for a second game in a row. This Civ really thrives on the idea of just getting Mass Sofa and eventually Musafada together to Zerg enemy kings. What else we got in this game? Baltoon, actually, is usually pretty cool. We haven't really seen Juji feel incredibly impactful so far in this tournament. It's an awkward one because in theory in a traditional free-for-all format, Juji are really good in the late game because they have a lot of power there. With Yuan Raiders in particular, the AoE cannons are incredible as well. They have a lot of subtle units that feel really good in late game that maybe don't feel as impactful in 1v1 late game. We've also then over here on Vuva Van got Chinese again. I don't know how some of these players just keep getting the same Civ. We have 16 Civs, they get the same on random twice. But he's going to be in the Chinese again in this one. And then I believe, was that everyone covered? Yeah, we didn't talk much about Pop on the Ottomans, but without being too mean to him, I just don't think he's going to last very long. The reality is, like, it's Jeanne versus Otto in the early game, and you have nothing here. Like, this is a nothing ball right now. You've got gold really far away. It's not very defendable. You've got nowhere to build around your starting base, which means your production has to be away from home. I feel like Poppo was trying to be creative with a very safe spawn that can't be rushed, and one that would give him access to a lot of food with shoreline fish. But in reality, it's made the 5 to 10 minute mark of the game almost impossible to play. How do you guys predict as well? I'm always curious on that one. If you guys are watching late and you want to predict live, remember, always tune in on the Twitch side, twitch.tv/killerpigeon. I am live on average, I'd say at least bare minimum 3 times a week is what we aim for. And usually that'll be, most of the time it'll be Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. So, 39% went to pink. A lot of people believing in the power of Kyo here. Teal, that is going to be Baltoon, got a respectable 27%. And then BC got almost, oh, wait. Oh, there we go. There's the pivot I was waiting for. We still have live predictions in. BC is now up to half of the prediction points. And some gave green a slice, which I'm not surprised by. Opus is one of those players that can surprise a lot of people. What I think is most surprising is nobody believes in Core in game number 2. Yeah, Byzantines don't look so OP in these formats. Very good in 1v1s, a little bit more dubious when you stick them in a free-for-all format. Love that BC's using the king like this. Sometimes it's a bit risky, but you notice he's staying close enough to his base to always escape. And he has kind of vision on what his opponent's doing with his TC. Like, the risk with this king, we've seen it in the group stage, actually. There was an insane game where the guy tried to make an aggressive scouting play with his king, and then his opponent walked past with villagers, walled him in, and then chased him down. right? So you got to be careful with how you leverage the king. But definitely a valuable scouting tool, especially when you want to keep your scout running elsewhere to gather sheep. Or in this situation, like Beasties, you don't want to idle the TC building a scout, so he skipped it entirely. Interesting committing the fishing boats as well. I mean, there's a lot of value on this pond, and I think you can see Beastie's intent. The fact that he's just got this many fish here, I think he believes he can end red before he reaches these ponds, these fishing pond points, and ends up in range of the TC. Tech up starting to come through. So Unicom. Oh, this is a really good position. Yeah, I actually really like Unicom's approaches in the mid-map. It's kind of unfortunate the way he got bogged down and just kind of chose the wrong opponent in game one, but these ideas are really cool. Like, not many players would lean this hard towards Central, but it's the second game in a row where he's had a relic-based Civ, and the way he's leveraging these positions is great. Like, Arkham with Boar is going to give you a very aggressive timing on tech, which is important for this Civ, because unlike the HRE, you can't start pumping prelates ahead of time before you age up, right? You can only start getting them once you complete Castle Age. Medigarden down here. Ooh, what? I have no words for this, man. Baltoon, master of seeds, to the point that he's going to have to be a virgin his whole life, or every time he tries he'll be a daddy. That might be the highest meditation garden I've seen. It's going to be high, guys. Like, the wood is going to probably be about 40 itself. I think he's got all the berries in range. That's 48 there. Then he's got the extra 50 there. So that's like 150? I think it's 150 to 160 on this Medigarden. That's pretty damn good. Good lord. The dream. On top of that, he's got all these shoreline fish ponds that he can utilize for fishing. He's also got... What the fuck? Well, he would have had this, but... Mega Random's an interesting experience, guys. We don't have physics either, so it's not going to fix itself. That's one of the weirdest like overlap spawns I've seen ever. So here we go, guys. Meditation Garden. It's got one more tick to come. It's going to be 60 wood. Right? Oh, no, no, no. This is the maximum. Ah, he didn't get that final berry bush. Okay. So 42 food, 45 wood, 25 gold, 25 stone. I've seen bigger, but it's still pretty bloody big, right? It's going to be, what is that, 87 resources. So he's going to have 137 resources a minute. That's a damn respectable number. And a lot of that is going to be wood as well, which you always want at this stage in the game because he's booming more fishing boats. Meanwhile, Popo has gone for the trade network as he started to have to build out to the north side. But remember what we said, this leaves you very vulnerable. And what? Why am I seeing... Is Beasty really eager to get sponsored by a particular sport brand? Because I can't think of any other reason why you build the cock. You're so close to these trade posts. You have good gold access. I get that you're next to an Ottoman player, so like long-term knights would feel bad there. But because you can get rid of the Ottoman player in Feudal Age, you don't really have to worry about people easily countering mass knights later. And mass knights is a big deal, guys, because it allows you to just go around sniping kings very easily in the mid-game. And scaling that knight count is just as important as affording it. And having a School of Cavalry helps with that because it increases the production rate of all stables by 20%. So definitely a peculiar choice, not one I was anticipating here. We'll see how effective it's going to be. Outpost does come up in the meantime behind the tree line, which allows him to get even closer to the TC. That's going to be a blocker to the berries. And that does mean that Popo is fast running out of food. Meanwhile, tech up already complete for Unicorn. We talked about this absurdly aggressive timing with the boar here. Right, you got 28% increased base. You got the extra 15% here. Boar already gives 1 food a minute. You're basically getting like 1.5 food a minute. If you get survival techniques, even higher, and he did. So he's like, I think about 1.6 food a minute, which is a ludicrous gathering speed. That's like that's basically like a Roosh fishing boat. No wonder he got to castle so quickly. The relics are already being rushed up. Man, he's loving life because nobody nearby is going to be... Ooh, maybe I spoke too soon. I was about to say nobody nearby is going to be contesting him that hard. But Opa Joy is leaning in here. He's hunting for Unicom. He's doing it blind, though. And he didn't see him. Are you kidding me? Also, what happened? Well, apologies, guys. That did only just pop up, right? That's a weird bug on the UI. Ignore that. Teehee. Damn. I can't believe that. Is he actually getting away with this? I think he is, because Auberjoy, he has got a scout, but for some reason, he left him here. So he's not getting any of this info. He does at least peek out now, so you might see him on the return. Yeah. Relics are going to be close to home at that point, though. And I'm wondering, was this all planned? Because Unicom's just trying to rush him. If so, this is a soul read. That's ludicrous. Green, he sees the relics now. He's not diving, though. Auberjoy doesn't know us. You've got to see this one. If you let these relics get home, Unicom's just going to camp. He's got more outposts being rushed up now. He does see him, remember. He has full vision on this. Relics are getting banked. He does need to start gathering stone ASAP, and he's on his way now. But here we go. Dive comes in. And these are gilded units, remember. Warlord's going to be used early. That's going to buy enough time here to get in range. Second one to stagger it further. What a brilliant read by Unicom to buy time. Time he's going to need. Needs to re-garrison those towers now. Spremels and placements are on the way in 25 seconds. More stone is being gathered. Another relic has been dropped in. Some are going to seek shelter. Some villagers are going to get butchered, though, with this dive. Auberjoy looking for blood fast in this game. But can he commit long enough is the problem here. Unicom just relying wholly on static defenses right now. Warlord's going to be used. Green, a little bit slow on the reaction. Will be able to deny it. But the Spearman placement is now in. Villagers rushing up, another one. He hasn't got enough stone, though. Unicom, you can only afford, what, arrow slits here? That's terrible. It's going to be a seek shelter back towards safety, but he's down to 25 economy right now. Another Warlord comes in. That's going to keep Green close to the TC. And that should eventually reset him here. God damn, was this expensive. 24 eco. Auberjoy is not laying up. He's got 35 eco. He continues on in. And you can't help but feel that if Unicom had just built one or two Gilded Landsneck, instead of being this greedy, he would have been safe. And folks, he had the resources, he had the info, remember. He saw him here. He could have rushed up Iraq's quicker than an outpost. He could have spammed two Gilded Landsneck, and then this never does anything. Instead, no doubt about it, Unicom has taken a lot of damage. He has at least got 5 relics at double the value, so that is replacing a lot of lost eco in this game. However, I don't think there's many more relics for him to play towards. Looks like anything else has been hoovered up. We've actually got Core attacking, guys. Oh, this is cool. Core's going after Vuva Van, who's trying to boom. He went free TC. This is a sick read. However, problems in Core Town here as Baltine's coming in with a backstab. Wolves will go up in time. That will be enough to initially scare him away. A second layer of Wolves is coming in. But Baltine has a target in mind, and that might end up saving yellow. And Cypher's just going for the TC. Core realizes if he's going to make this work, he can't wait around. Sieging through the Barbican takes way too long, so he dive past this into the economy. Meantime, Green looks like he's still looming around with an army, still trying to go for a second punch here, but Pulse of Swabia already on the way for Unicom to recover those losses. Siphons are denting in. Horsemen are going to be there for the blocker. This is not enough Pulse Guard. I actually think Core's going to be fine. If Baltune doesn't get a lot more Pulse Guard together here, Core can keep pulling to repair the wall. I say that, though. Core doesn't seem to be trying. Wait, what? Was that... That couldn't have been intentional. There's no way that's intentional. TC in the meantime, in a bit of a pickle. Horseman still running around circles. The problem right now is Core might be able to kill the TC. But what army have you got left to kill a king with? Defensive Warlords coming in Unicom's base. As Auberjoy continues to try to dent into this. It's good cover fire. It's buying a lot of time. The Ram's going to get taken out. Another relic's going to be pulled out, which is going to make Auberjoy hesitate here. And in the meantime, it's king down. Core is out first in game number 2. And Baltune gets a point on the board. Oh, man. You got to feel for him. Core, in theory, a good idea, but just such a long way to run there. And Baltune's timing, so perfect. And look at the follow-up now. He understands if Core wasn't attacking me, he was doing something elsewhere. He's now pivoting all the way across map to target the booming Chinese player that is still in the feudal age. This might be Baotun's game, guys. Especially with how rough game 1 was, right? Worst spawn point for him, now into possibly the best spawn point on the map. In the meantime, Beasty is finally going for the kill. Mass Men-at-Arms now diving in. And that is going to be a kill onto Popo. He's going to finish game 1 with day 1 with 0 points scored. Yeah, an unfortunate situation. I was hoping better at the Japanese player. He definitely has potential. He's shown it in his group stage games, but this was not his day. Just like that, Beasty marks another one on the board. Meanwhile, dive now coming in from Palace Guard. It is the +2 ranged armor. Baotun looking to whittle away at everything here. Defensive walls again. Openjoy with a lot of rams, though. I can't help but feel, even if he gets the kill at this rate, it's going to cost him the game. So many defenses as well. What, all Springalds coming through? Yeah, triple Springal defense. And a cannon emplacement now on the way. So much time is being bought here by Unicom. This strategy is fantastic. The Wololo defense strategy is saving his bacon from getting cooked. And remember, these guys don't feel very tanky. They're early Gilded Men-at-Arms. They do not have the Golden Cuirass at all. His army's dead. Oberjoy, only 28 military pop cap. Really none of it left in here. It's just rams. Hand Cannoneers even now being added in by Unicom. This is going to be a quick backfire towards Green's base. The only saving grace might be someone else interfering on the flanks. Damn. The Wololo defense strategy. It's been a while since I've seen it feel that impactful, but I think part of this was on Oberjoy for being a bit tunnel visioned. Which kind of makes sense, right? Like, you're both playing Order of the Dragon. You have no relics to grab. Like, what is your play here? If you try to follow Purple Shadow, you're just a worse version of him. And you've already aggravated him, so you're going to be his primary target. Villagers will mop up the last. And, yeah, that's the all-in. Oberjoy. Come on, dude. That doesn't work here. Not against Gilded Hand Cannoneers. 3 Gilded Hand Cannoneers would beat all of that. He backs up now. I think that was more out of frustration than hope from reality. And Beasty. Is he going to yoink? He might. The problem here is Beasty's on the right side of this. Baotun needs to wrap around, or he won't be able to get the king kill. Village now being pulled. Baotun's going to have to fight up against the Men-at-Arms. They have got equal upgrades, but the Men-at-Arms have, what, extra ranged armor? So, and melee armor. By default. King in trouble here. Beasty still body blocking him. The king is out though. And Jeanne can easily get the snipe here. That's going to be a yoink away by Beasty at the last second. You absolute vile demon. 300 pop to play with. The timing could not have been more perfect and more tilting in game 2. That puts Beasty now on 3 points. It should mean he's a primary threat for the map. He's eliminated 2 players. He has level 3 Jeanne. Beasty versus Baotun should favor Beasty. Baotun needs someone else to assist. Instead, Kyo is sending it into his base. No. Beasty's going to roll away with this. Kyo is making a questionable choice right now. And the king is going to need to shuffle out at some point. You can't rush it. Baotun not getting the walls up quick enough here. Army is pulling back in a rush. Villagers are being pulled with repair. I don't think this is going to be the death for Baotun, but it is now going to give Beasty control of the game. Like, Kyo has just kind of crowned Beasty indirectly. Because now Beasty can wrap south and go after green. And purple really, although he's defensively locked, he's not in a position to do anything but defend. And yes, the king will always eject out of the northeast side when a building dies. You can now ungarrison them in different directions. That was a patch that happened about 2 or 3 patches ago, thank God. But when the building dies, king will always come out of the northeast side. Kind of unfortunate as well, because I think otherwise Baotun 100% gets that kill if Beasty wasn't on the east side of it. Because you do have the Jeanne snipe, but she was only level 2, so she would only do about 45 damage. Whereas once you get level 3, it's easy to snipe because you can do 110, 15 damage, right? Basically, you hit harder than a bombard with that. Kyo. He needs to stop doing this. He's trickling troops. That's just a death swirl, right? Like, you're not winning these fights now. Baltin just has so many PG. Behind this, we also have Beasty going up to 3 TC, so he's beginning to boom. He did pull the resource out of the guild hall, and that was set to stone to get these extra town centers in a rush. And we even have now locking in the trade. How many traders are we up to? It's only 6, actually, so nothing insane. And Beasty is allowed to trade with dead players, yes. So if there was a marketplace back here, you could trade with it. The rule is that you're not allowed to trade with alive players. That's got line spread now. Actually, maybe Baltoon doesn't win this. I just noticed. Kyo's Imperial. Oh my god. I actually think Baltoon may die to this. Nesta Beast is coming out now, though. That should slow Kyo down. In the meantime, Opajoi has finally got up to castle age at 21.5 minutes, and he might be about to die. And thank you, Zubi0T, the sub. Welcome back to the Swarm, buddy. Speaking of Swarms, these Mustafadi numbers, in theory, should just break this. It's getting a little bit too spread now for Baltoon to hold anywhere. Military's down to 40. Kyo keeps the pump going. I think it's a matter of minutes before Baltoon is dead. So unfortunate as well. In the meantime, Beasty looks to milk more of the lobby. Dive's now coming in. Unicom is looking for a target. Knights are starting to arrive. Bombard is also moving in here, but he needs to be quicker than this. Because Beasty, just like he did to Yellow on the west side flank, could snatch this kill away at the very last second. It's difficult with the multi-TC, isn't it? The Bombard, I don't think this is the right move. Like, we have got vision, right? Unicom doesn't realize how little time he has to make this work. But Beasty is coming. I gave a lot of credit and said Baltoon was going to be dead, but Kyo has slowed down, guys. Something went wrong here. Yeah, he didn't have enough production. Look at the amount of resources he's floating. He's already in Imperial Age here, so a little bit of a miss macro there means that Kyo wasn't able to get the numbers, and instead, Baltoon gets the wall up, comes in clutch last second. Meanwhile, Beasty, he says, "Oh wait, oh sorry, you haven't got the TC low yet. My bad, I'll back up." Random demo ship coming out to play. And Kyo now needs to wait for the Bombard. That is going to buy time, critical time for Baltoon. He lost a lot of economy. I wonder if he tries for Imperial here. It feels a little bit too expensive, I'd say. He does, however, have a lot of farms, so he can definitely afford to flood units. Kind of in sync with the Malians. The difference, of course, is the quality of them. Jeanne's waiting for this, by the way. Looks like Auberjoy gets a reset. Purple has to back away. Wondering how this plays out. Beasty's got the Rams going, but I don't think this army's big enough to just outright get the king kill like that. So if Unicom doesn't back off too much, there's a timing where he can snatch the kill last second. The only other reason you back off like this is if you're trying to kill the king of Beasties, which I just don't think that makes sense in this position. Beastie now marching in. Unicom. What's going on here? He's moving north. He's actually going for it, so Beastie needs to be quick. The king. No! No! What?! Auberjoy, this isn't going to work. He's going to get sniped. What a freebie. The wall goes up. Can he complete it? It's going to be tight. He needs to move back right now. The snipe. He can't get it. What? He Kobe's it. I thought Beastie couldn't see, but he gets just enough range there. And another freebie. I can't believe these players, man. It feels like it's just donation time. I can't, there's no, I get that he's worried about the death there, but what made him retreat that much quicker to this strategy instead of relying on the TC compared to purple. That's the wild part that I can't rack my brain around right now. It's crazy as well, guys, because if he just built a transport ship, he would have been able to survive here longer. The bombards are a problem, but like blue's the one killing you, not purple. Instead, purple sending it. He might get this. Tries to stop the keep. He needs to deal with the TC, though. Where are the bombards? They're on the way. They're taking a long time to arrive here. Army is on the way home right now. Keep in mind, it's an Imperial Age army. Beasty has now upgraded. He should have the men-at-arms upgrades coming in soon. He's going to start to get the backside, though. Jeanne, trying to be a little bit annoying. Turns out these dunks aren't that strong against a 250 HP hand cannon here, though. Bombards are going to begin. King's going to shuffle out. Please tell me he saw that. Unicom, there's no way. You can see the TC's not garrisoned anymore. Beasty, he's snaking this right now. He's got a red palace up. Oh, Unicom. There was a shot. There was an opportunity. But now it looks chalked. Hand cannoneers are still going to trade well against the remaining army. Nemo south side. Breakthrough has occurred, and this is turning into a massacre. Baltoon, he's gradually trekking towards Imperial Age, but he needs more time. That was smart, though. He switched from the Chuginu against Massimu Safadi. Kind of crazy, I forgot about this unit, but like when you're used to seeing the pass guard spams in this game mode, you don't often see Chuginu spam. It's a smart defense, though. It's buying him time. It might allow him to afford his way up into Imperial. In the meantime, Beasty has lost the army. He's down to 8 military. Guys, this isn't over yet. After 2 games, Core could maintain that first place lead still. It really comes down to Unicom, though, because Beasty is a big threat now. Remember, he has sniped 3 different players. He has a potential 350 pop cap to play with, which means that Unicom needs to shut him down now. Definitely difficult with these keeps, also shooting those Arbalest shots out, even for tanky Gilded Knights. Meantime, Mangoes are starting to push this away. And keep in mind that while there's no anti-siege right now, Kyo can play towards that with an advantage, right? Because he'll have the shutter triggers. Or just go Culverins by default. Pass guard actually just chasing in. Yeah, Kyo's a little bit over-ambitious here. This doesn't work. You haven't got enough troops here to hold. Looks like he's trying to switch into gunners, but that definitely takes time. So you have to allow for it. How are we looking for Unicom? In some ways, this feels a bit too slow. Beasty's getting time. He's not there yet, right? But if you just wait to take out all these buildings, he will buy the time necessary to bulk up and start using that extra pop. And he has actually built a trade option in the corner now. So 73 gold each way to the neutral post. And for those questioning what the hell was Auberjoy doing, think about it this way. One, there's the panic of things happening, you have to react, whatever. The other thing is he sees mass men-at-arms from Beasty. He thinks if he does this, he's safe. He didn't account for Jeanne sniping because no one's used to Jeanne sniping in free-for-alls. It's a very rare mechanic that looks that strong. But I've highlighted this before. Like, if you get max level Jeanne, she can almost one-hit a king. She's insanely powerful in range form in free-for-alls. It's just usually Jeannes don't survive until the late game to show it off. And even if they did, because it's the French Civ, your first thought is still going to be, oh my god, they're going to spam melee units at me. Just not men-at-arms, you usually expect knights. Oh, Red Palace. Might be in trouble soon. Strong defense is coming, though. It's going to force a dive, isn't it? Starts to march in, hand cannoneers, coming in range. Jeanne, love the target there. The bombard does pure damage to her. Jeanne goes down. Should be able to back away now. Horseman might actually get a kill on the Springhalls, but it's the Arbalest emplacements. He garrisoned. This is tough now, man. I feel like you have to go trebuchets, but you never feel good doing trebs here. Especially when you're playing a Civ like this. At least with bombards, it's also something to snipe enemy units. But when you go trebs, it's just for killing buildings, right? And you just don't have much population to work with. Not just because you haven't killed any kings, but because you're playing as Order of the Dragon. It's going to knock again. Such an infuriating defense. Springers are on the shuffle up here. I mean, hand cannoniers could just reach them, they'd insta-kill. But yeah, look at the pain of that, man. This is not worth it. It just takes way too long. The armless emplacements are insane. Bombard count is at least up to 4, so it looks like we are doing the full German logic of a blitzkrieg here. He needs to be so fast, though. It is 5 Springalds. No siege works either, so no extra health there. And yeah, you've seen that correctly. BC's like, ooh, static defense is very good. Let me get the ranged upgrade number 3. Oh, Southside, Baltoon is starting to do it, guys. I can't believe this. Baltoon's up in Imperial now, right? He's starting to recover this game. What looked like it was just going to be a swipe and move on, where Kyo is just going to wipe him out. Baltoon now has an opportunity to strike back. Meanwhile, Northside's going to be marching the king. Wait, where did he go? Wait, where is the king? Beasty, he shuffled out. If somebody has lost their king, can they please come to security and collect him? He must have gone all the way north. Am I blind? Keep north. Oh, this one. Oh, he's in this one. There we go. Yeah, I am blind. Okay. Yeah, this isn't safe then. Beasty might still be dead. He's got 25 military. That's not good. Dude, Unicom's doing it. He's at 78 military. Dives in. Jeanne can't last against this. Handgun is just eviscerator. Castle's being repaired temporarily, but the sprills are gone. The siege is gone. And the bombards are here. Beasty looked like he was about to get a beatdown in game 2. But Unicom, after having to defend, puts an end to that narrative. What a way to do it as well. The king's going to shuffle off. He barely gets away here. 110 HP, but he's slowed down. He's slower than these hand cannoneers. They're shuffling around. There's no escaping it. Come to Papa, because Unicom strikes. Beasty out. And that means Core will stay in the lead to end day number 1. But other players can still score in the meantime. Unicom finally on the board with 1 point. Southside fight between Q and Baltoon now trending in favor of Teal, courtesy of that extra 50 population to utilize. Makes a lot of sense, right? You're playing against Malians. This is a Zerg Civ. They need kills. They need population. Kyo couldn't even get to 200, let alone 250. And Baltoon is out of control. That does mean Baltoon could actually get a healthy score at the end of this if you think about it, right? If he eliminates the 2 remaining players, takes the win, that's 5 points up for grabs. That would put him just behind Core at 6. Meanwhile, Beasty paused at 4. Kyo, of course, also still has a lot to play for here. He already has 2 points himself from game 1. So, with a potential 5-point grabber, that would allow him to mirror first place with Core to finish the day. I think I believe in the power of Unicom, though. This guy is out of control. What's the relic count at now? 5 relics here. Surely he got more. There should be more up for grabs, right? Maybe he just didn't see them. But 5 relics is still good enough, guys. Like, raw resource gain, you're getting 800 gold passive a minute. And also, because Unicom's a really big fan of playing more central, it means he has very easy access to all these gold veins. And although, you know, your military may require 2 pop, your very efficient villagers only take 1. Unicom is on the hunt. He already scanned, so he knows where the king is. Camped in the corner. I like that they gave him a mill, just in case he got hungry and wanted some cow. Let's the king have his own little banquet. I don't know if these guys are communicating, by the way. Remember, Kyo, I don't know if he speaks English. He's Vietnamese. Unicom's Chinese, and Baltoon is Swedish-nese. Sorry, I just had to keep it in the knees. There's now time to find who's going to be brought to their knee next. Unicom is pivoting, which makes sense. Baltoon is the one with the extra population. He's a bigger threat. Usually late game, I'd say, is also a bigger threat than Malian late game in free-for-alls, right? And a scan just came out. So he thinks he has a better shot at this, which that's really crafty, actually. Because Baltoon is going for the kill, right? So if Baltoon's entire army is pushing pink, what's defending home? And because Baltoon has been in a meat grinder, he doesn't necessarily have the immediate ability to reboom an army. Flash coming in. Pink is at least going to delay this. Meanwhile, Unicom shuffling in position. He has quite a few Gilded Horsemen here. Very powerful units here. 23 damage per strike. Torch is 28. Bombard's, of course, an even bigger deal. There's a castle waiting to receive aggression. Unicom marches in. Walls revealed. Bombards are almost here. And guys, that is 7 Bombards and 3 Culverins. Baltoon, I don't think he's even noticed this yet. He's going to know it fast, though. Alerts come in. Walls now being blitzed. He needs to get a kill fast or he's dead anyway. Warrior Scouts in the meantime wrapping around. Those are not even elite, they're veteran. They're looking to snipe out the siege to save himself. Kyo just trying to survive as Unicom is trying to thrive. Dive comes in. King is going down. Baltoon will not get the kill first. And all of a sudden, this is going to be an easy peasy finish for Purple. Another point on the board for him. And it seems undeniable at this stage, right? Unicom is going to finish this game. Not with 2 points, not with 3. A 6-point recovery after that brutal beginning where he was essentially playing They Are Billions. And you know what the crazy part is? We're only a third of the way through. A third of the way through the grand finals here in Warlords. But for that extra action, you'll have to tune in over the next 2 days. That's right. We're pacing this out. I look forward to people digesting the strategies and then trying to pivot day to day. But fair to say, with these performances, Core and Unicom have big targets on their back. But Beasty, still with a respectable 4 points across 2 games compared to the 7 for the leaders, is also going to be a main target for a lot of these players that didn't score a single point. These ones that are sitting a 1 or 2. Got Mass Warrior Scout now coming out. I don't really know what the hope is there. Unicom not even leveraging the full pop, right? Oh, wait, is he? No, yeah, he got... Yeah, he's at full pop, sorry. He got 2 kills, right? I mean, 300 is more than enough here. 219 military. He has 41 hand cannons, 38 horsemen, and 15 siege weapons. I think Pink's just... Maybe he's aware he's already lost. Maybe he's trying to see if the king did get finished. Maybe he's hoping that Unicom killed the landmarks instead of the king, and he could get extra population to try and recover. Which kind of makes sense, because if you just play this into a meat grinder, you're never winning anyway. To be honest, Kyo, I think at this point he's just going through the motions. There is no comeback here. This is going to be a 0 improvement up to 6 points for Unicom. Pretty damn respectable. GG gets called. Let me know what you think about this content. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, and commenting on these videos so we can inflate the numbers and let more people know about this epic tournament going on. Once again, big shout out to Clearman. I'm excited to see what day number 2 and 3 of these grand finals are going to have in store for us. And it's heating up already, man.